Today I am wearing this beanie because yes, the temperatures have dropped. It has cooled off. And with the cooler temps, a couple things happen. The pool gets drained and we start up the outdoor wood boiler, the WoodMaster 4400. This old gal has sat for 3-4 months now without eating. So we're gonna wake her up and we're gonna feed her. We're gonna feed her good all winter long. So the first thing I've already done is I've topped off the water inside the water jacket. I like to do it to just make sure that it is as full as it's gonna get. Once I start the fire burning in there and the water heats up, there will be water that will come out the top just because as water heats up, it expands. So there will be a little bit of overflow happening later on. The other thing that I gotta do is just right down there is a switch. I gotta flip the switch. Just like that. And then you may not be able to hear it, but that starts the pump. And so the pump will start circulating the water. And I kind of like to have the water circulating for a little bit just because the water that I added, it wasn't very much, but it was cold. And you can see the water temperature right now is 61 degrees. So the current water temp inside the boiler is 61 degrees. I've gone ahead and built myself a little fire to start up. We'll light that up in a bit, but it's a pretty simple process with the WoodMaster 4400 here. This will be its 12th season now burning. And there was a bit of controversy last year with the creosote buildup up on the top there. We're gonna go take a look at the stack just so I can show you guys what happens, but the process is pretty simple. It's a matter of adding the water, flipping the switch, turning the system on. The last step is to go up there and remove that cap. All right, we are up on the roof of the shed. Here is the cap. It's just an old flower pot that I use, but last year I had this thing plug up with some buildup, some creosote when the temps weren't that cold and there was a long cycle time between burns, and everyone confused what I had said in the video about this was the 11th year, and they thought it was 11 years that I had never cleaned the stack. And that is not the case. Every year I cover this, and every year I come up here and take a look at it, just like this. And you can probably see down in there maybe, but there is nothing on the stack. There's a couple cobwebs to clean off, but for the most part, there's probably a good shot. You can see this stack is cleaned out inside. There's nothing down there, and that's exactly how it is every year when I start this. But because of the way that this system works, there is a chance of getting a little creosote built up here, and this can close in and almost get plugged. And I will put a link up in the corner to that video if you want to go and see, because it was something. I could not believe how plugged up this stack was. All right, the cap is off the stack. The pump is running. The switch is flipped. Now we just need to light it up. This fire now will burn for the next 8 months. Hopefully, it will never go out. We are off and burning. The 2024-2025 burning season has officially begun. Here we go. It's kind of exciting. And like I said, once this fire's going, it'll be 8 months. It continues to burn. And we do have some smoke coming out, so I'm going to shut this door. All right, the fire is lit, so now we just need to turn on the fan. And to do that, all I do is hit this switch right here, and you will hear the fan inside here is now forcing air into the fire, and it's really going to get it going. So this is what happens when the water temperature now drops to 160, is that blower, that fan will turn on, send air into the fire. It'll burn until it reaches 170 water temperature, and then that'll shut off. One other thing I forgot to mention is I did add some corrosion inhibitor to the water. Before I added the water, I put this in here. And so generally every year, every other year, I will add a gallon of this corrosion inhibitor. And it just, like it says right there, provides superior water jacket and pump protection. So the fan will now continue to run until the water temperature inside the water jacket reaches 170 degrees. At that point, the fan will shut off, and then as heat is drawn off the water that is circulating into the house, when that heat is drawn off the water and the water temperature drops to 160, like I mentioned before, then the fan will turn back on, and it's just a continuous repetitive cycle, 160 to 170. And that's just the temperature of the water inside the water jacket. So that's what determines when this fan on the outdoor wood boiler, that's what determines when that'll turn on. It is not the temperature in the house that determines when the fan kicks on. It's the temperature of the water. All right, just checking in. We are now at 93 degrees for the water temperature. So we've got 77 to go, I think, right? To 170? Yeah, 70 and 7. 77 to go. I did throw a few more pieces of wood in the fire. So let's take a look and see how that's burning. That is burning good. So now I just wait until the water temperature reaches 170, and then what I'll do is I'll go in the house and I'll turn on the thermostat that runs the temperature control for the boiler. I have two separate thermostats, and again, I'll explain all that in an upcoming video. But when the house temperature, we keep the house at 74 degrees, and I think right now it's like at 65. So I'll go in and turn that on. And then the furnace will turn on, blowing air across the heat exchanger that the water from the boiler here runs through. And then that'll pull the heat off the water, heat the house. When the water temperature drops, the boiler will turn back on. So the process is now all completed with starting everything up. And now I just have to wait for it to get to 170 to make sure the blower shuts off. We'll stick around for that. But yeah, I'll go over the like how the thermostat and how that stuff works in another video. I just didn't want to cram everything into this video of just starting it up. Getting the old WoodMaster 4400 up and running, fired up for the first time this fall, and it will now burn for the next 8 months. And it'll be giving us free heat. Oh yeah. All right, we are almost at 170, 1 degree to go, and then hopefully, when this turns to 170, the fan over here will shut off. We shall see. And there we go. Not sure if you heard it or not. The fan did shut off, so now we're all good. We have heated the water up. The fire is burning. So I'm going to go in the house and turn on the heat. Let me know down in the comments if you've turned on your heat, or if you've started your wood stove or your outdoor wood boiler. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.